I now recognize Chairman, once I restore order, I now recognize Chairman Womack to offer a Republican en bloc amendment.
Yeah, I was going to ask for a roll call vote on that last one, but my cardinal buddy down there. Mr. Chairman, I have an amendment at the desk, and I ask unanimous consent that my amendment be considered as read.
Without objection, the reading of the amendment is dispensed with.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The en bloc amendment includes bill and report changes that will further strengthen the underlying bill. The amendment, among other things, restores the pre-IIJA federal prohibition on red light cameras, cracks down on the exploitation of advertising space by Chinese adversaries in transit systems and airports in our nation's capital region. It also directs federal highways and transit to conduct a study on the harmful impact of New York's congestion pricing on commuters. This amendment strengthens the underlying text, and we would commend it for your consideration. I urge a yes vote. I yield.
Thank the gentleman. The gentleman from South Carolina, Mr. Clyde, is recognized for remarks on the Republican en bloc amendment.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I rise in opposition to this amendment. I particularly object to the addition of yet another anti-safety rider to this bill. The language would prohibit funds from being used to purchase, install, or operate traffic safety cameras for red light, speed, or stop sign enforcement. Traffic enforcement cameras are an effective way of deterring dangerous behavior on our roadways and have been proven effective in reducing speeding and crashes. According to the National Traffic Safety Administration, there are almost 12,000 deaths and more than 300,000 speed-related crashes in 2023. And another 1,000 people were killed in crashes as a result of cars running red lights. The reality is that these enforcement cameras are an effective means to deterring dangerous behavior. They reduce crashes, they reduce injuries, and they save lives. Further, the decision on whether or not to spend funds on safety cameras and where to use them is a local issue. So this committee should not be inserting itself in this argument. And although I'm supportive of much else of this bill, I oppose this amendment and wish my colleagues to vote no. Now you're back.
Thank the gentleman. Do any other members seek recognition to speak on the en bloc amendment? Gentleman from Georgia is recognized to address the amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I rise today in support of the Republican en bloc amendment, which includes my amendment that would prohibit funds for the purchase, installation, or operation of automated traffic enforcement cameras for the purpose of red light, speed, or stop sign enforcement. My concern is that these cameras provide a presumption of guilt for the accused without any human evidence to confirm or deny the charges brought against the accused because they don't actually know the identity of the accused. They only know who owns the vehicle. This is guilty until proven innocent, which violates the basic foundation of our legal system, which is innocent until proven guilty. Currently, 18 states have banned automatic traffic enforcement cameras, with many being banned by their state's high courts for lack of due process protections. For example, the Minnesota Supreme Court seems to agree with my logic when they prohibited Minneapolis's automated traffic enforcement system in 2007, ruling that, quote, it eliminates the presumption of innocence and shifts the burden of proof from that required by the rules of criminal procedure. In addition to the due process violations, I have privacy concerns with such cameras as well, as many of these automated traffic enforcement devices rely on an automated license plate reader to identify the license plate of the number and reference that with records from the DOV to then issue these citations. Finally, I am concerned with the complete reliance on technology to determine the guilt of a crime. Unsurprisingly, a 2014 investigation by the Chicago Tribune found that thousands of drivers were wrongly fined $100 for running a red light because of a technological glitch in the camera's technology. For these reasons, I urge my colleagues to support this Republican en bloc amendment to prohibit federal funds for the purchase, installation, or operation of these automated traffic devices. Now, with this amendment, local jurisdictions would still be able to purchase, install, or operate such devices using their own funds on their own roads. Simply put, we should not be spending taxpayer dollars to violate our constituents' constitutional due process or privacy rights. Thank you, and I yield back.
I thank the gentleman for his remarks. Do other members seek recognition to speak on the en bloc amendment? Seeing none, I now recognize Chairman Womack for 1 minute to close.
In the interest of time, I would just strongly encourage a yes vote. And before I yield back my time, let me just say to my colleagues here, District Taco is in the Ag Committee room here in about 5 minutes. You're welcome to enjoy lunch, courtesy of my team. And with that, I yield back the balance of my time. I urge a yes vote.
For the purposes, just to inform the committee, I think around 6, Mr. Fleischman will also be having dinner brought in. I hope you get to eat it in luxury, but I'd love it if you weren't any of you here. And the staff could enjoy the feast, but I don't expect that. But again, let's just work together, and please come and go as you need to do that. The question's now on the amendment. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. The opinion of the chair, the ayes have it, and the amendment is adopted.